presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
I don't have that problem. It's find the buoy with me.
Find the buoy.
Find the buoy.
You got a buoy in the bathtub?
Bobbing for
They all
apples. and
float
Dustin's
down here.
Dude, if I was to go skinny dipping, that would be the thing. My balls would just go bloop, just float right to the top like two apples.
Never drown. If old
What
Jack
is
from
that? That's a
Titanic
life
had
preserver.
your sack, dude, he would have lived.
It's a scrotal server. It's a life scrotal.
Oh, that was a good one,
And
Dustin.
Jack would have said, fuck that door.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
fine.
Yeah,
Don't go. Oh, don't worry. I ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere. You know, like those noodles they use in the tub.
Yeah.
I mean, in the pool, I could just have one ball in the back and one in the front, and just
your pool noodle is just out your right and left ball.
yeah, just a saggy scrote.
Well, I'm glad as shit the Iron Horse Inn doesn't have a swimming pool, so we don't have to look at that shit this summer. Out of FUDM. That would not
Greg,
be
Andy,
pleasant.
you have what, 4 months to get a pool?
Yeah, I think that was a conscious decision because I don't think a bunch of bikers at the end of the day dipping their saggy wet sack and saggy sacks into a pool is a good
Oh.
idea.
My
Hey,
God.
they did that shit when we went to Uranus.
Yeah, there was a lot
I
of
guess
people
they
that went to
did.
the pool.
That
wasn't
motherfucker
there?
was in the swimming pool like 10 minutes after he was off his bike.
Who was that?
Jay.
Jay, Jay loves the pool. He's always in that community.
Dude,
that
he was trying to get me to get in the pool. I'm like, fuck that.
No, I'm not getting in that testicle tea.
The old
I'm
satchel
not
soup.
getting Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's nothing but genital stew in there.
And if it's
Yeah.
and if it's not the adults that's in there, you know, every kid that gets in the pool, as soon as it hits that ball level, they just
Oh,
piss
dude.
everywhere.
I mean, you think about it. There's 10, 15 people in there. That's a lot of genitals
It is.
and some
Dude,
water.
Dude,
Just
did I ever
soak
tell
it.
you guys? Did I ever tell you guys a story? I worked with a guy who was a lifeguard for a long time. So apparently, there's this product that you can buy for public pools that changes the color,
The color.
based on urine. And so
Yeah.
they treated a public pool with this stuff. And they like had everybody out of the pool. They treated the pool. They were telling them they were doing chemical testing, and it was like family swim night. And he said all the like families jumped into the pool when they blew the whistle or whatever. And he said within 3 minutes, that whole fucking pool was like all these spots of bright orange just floating around,
Fuck.
where everybody jumped in the pool and
Gross.
just pissed right away.
Dude,
as
that
soon as they got
motherfucker
in
looked
there.
like the Kool-Aid man jumped in that son of a
Oh
bitch.
God! He said it. He said it was a,
Oh,
just like the
yeah.
lifeguard.
Oh, yeah.
The lifeguard sitting in the booth, he goes, "It was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life." He said, just like a family of 5 jumps in the pool, and there's just a big orange splotch around that whole family. All 5 of them just pissed as soon as they got in the water.
Oh, dude. I'll tell you, my old house, we were members of the country club, the golf thing. And we used to go up there to the pool, and people would sit around that pool, including me, and drink beer all day long. And nobody ever got out and went to the bathroom. Just saying. I mean, you know, they'd bring those buckets of beer around. You just sat in the pool and drink beer all day, and nobody got out and went to the bathroom. You know,
I hold it as
nobody.
long as I can because when I break the seal, every quarter of a beer.
Yeah, that's what I think the human body can hold 3. And
3
then
beers?
then after
Or
that,
3
you gotta let
quarters?
one go.
Can you
Let
imagine
one go.
Ryan in the swimming pool
Dude,
would die in it? Man, that thing would all be orange.
That
yeah,
sounds
the whole
good.
pool
Would.
would be orange.
It would
yeah.
be hot.
Some bitch look
Oh.
like Jello.
Not a heated pool, just heated by the urine. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hot
That
Kool-Aid.
you know, you got those jets that come out of the floor too, and those dudes would stand over those jets too. Just let that and I'm sitting there going, why am I in this pool? This
Yeah.
guy's projectile pube shooting,
Ugh.
you know, standing over this vent.
Oh. You just brought I may never get in a public pool ever again.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you know, I'm just saying they're a little gross if you think.
I've
about
never really thought about urine that much in a pool. It's all the other like things that float around in it.
it. And then
always
there's the kiddie
hairs.
pool. That's basically the fecal fountain.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that.
Yeah.
I mean, those diapers can absorb a lot these days, but there's a
Dude, those
breaking point.
motherfuckers are like that big when they get
Yeah,
out. You
they
know what I
are.
mean?
a swim diaper. They get out and it weighs 47 pounds. You know that thing's just filled with their own piss.
Oh,
As he dresses ball
Says the guy drinking from a ball beer koozie.
there he is.
Right, freeze frame.
Hey, how's the production line doing on the ball koozies for FTBM? You got your kid working on that?
I don't know. I've been cracking the whip. You know, it's like a little sweatshop in my house.
Get some
You should
yarn.
monogram the ones for us. We should have special ones.
Monogram 'em.
Yeah, with
Yep.
our initials on them.
I want some special blue ones. I
I'm
want the
gonna
blue balls.
I'm gonna text her right. I'm gonna text
Said
her
no
right
man
now.
ever.
Yeah, I want the
Except
navy
Tony.
ones. I want them really blue. The deep
I think
navy,
Dustin's
dark.
might be done.
So is his got like one's bigger than the other on
What's
his
that?
koozie?
Yeah, Dustin's is the lopsided ball koozie. It's actually one. It's like one big ball and one that's really deflated.
Hey, speaking about Dustin and balls, have you heard his new bike or his bike with the new stuff on it?
It's
I
got
heard-
some balls.
Yeah, I heard a little. I heard a little bit of the sound. So tell everybody what you did, Dustin.
So I put in the Screaming Eagle 447 cam. I should say Ted's service department put in the Screaming Eagle 447 cam.
Okay.
And I'm having a blast with it. It's like a whole new bike.
So was that
brum.
just the cam that they did?
No, it's the push rods and the bearings and new lifters and
Did you do new
Oh, okay.
pipes too?
new pipes.
Well, he
No,
had
you did
he
new
put new
pipes
pipes
last
on
year.
last year.
Yeah, I put on those Vance and Hines a year ago. I still
Yeah.
have those.
Same
yeah.
ones.
Yeah. I actually just saw like on my YouTube, or no, not YouTube, but Facebook story. It's like 1 year ago today, and it was me wrenching those on. So
How,
they've been on a year.
How does she sound?
Like it's got some ass in it.
It's very. They sound very angry. Don't
Warms up. It's got that. Blub, 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 blub,
Yeah.
blub, blub.
Oh, you got the nice blub 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 sound. now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that sounds
worth
bad.
it was worth the upgrade.
Okay. And does it? Okay. So let me ask you, because I'm sure you didn't dyno it, because I didn't dyno
No.
mine either. But
No.
your ass in the seat. Does it feel like you got more juice when you crack your throttle?
Oh yeah, it's now it's not unbelievably oh my god world changing power or
Right.
anything like
Yep.
that. It just gave me that quick get up and go that I wanted.
It's
Okay.
a low end torque.
Yeah, they gave me that torque that I wanted to get down the road faster because it seemed like first and second gear was kind of lacking,
Okay.
and I just
Phil,
wanted a little more.
Phil would argue on you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I drive slow or ride my bike slow, but I think it's fine with get up and go. I'm sure it feels a lot different though. I'm glad you like it.
No, I do like it. I mean, once I rode it home from the dealership a few Saturdays ago, I got to a long stretch of straight road, and I'm like, I'm gonna give this fucker everything it's got, and
Okay.
I giggled in my fucking helmet like a girl. It was so
Nice.
good. It was nice. It's exactly what I wanted.
So what
Yeah.
about your what about your power range? Because what I found pretty readily is that I can get up to 90 in real quick. In
No
like
shit.
Very ugly loudly.
Yeah,
Found
no
that out in
shit.
Uranus.
Loudly.
Found that out in Uranus on an on ramp.
that's well, you motherfuckers are slow. Just
Well,
real
I didn't know where
slow.
the fuck you were going in such a rush. I mean, we're just getting on the expressway to go to the next exit. I mean,
I mean,
thought
I don't
the dude
mean to
had
be,
diarea or something.
I know it. I was like, he's got to shit himself.
I don't mean to be like this, Tony, but not everybody's out there driving Miss Daisy like you are.
You know, what's the rush? Again,
Well, I'm not getting any
99% of the
younger.
time, I don't want to go where I'm going. So why do I need to rush to get there?
He's got a point.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that it was everything that you hoped it would be.
It was just bittersweet because for the people that don't know, when the bike got done, I went back. The head mechanic had to, the service manager had to watch me flash it. He had to see it done just for their records that I tuned the bike
Okay.
because it had to be
Yep.
tuned before it left the dealership. It had to be. It's like
Okay.
part of their rule.
Okay.
So I get out the FP3, hook it up, and within 3 minutes had the map tuned with the cam, and
I
then
think so, sweet dude.
yeah, it was cake. Vance and Hines
Yeah.
made it so easy with the FP3. It's just too bad the FP4 just turned out to be a hunkin' pile of shit.
It really wasn't a hunk of shit. It was a hunk of steaming shit. I mean, it was the next level piece of shit.
Yeah. But anyway, as a part of our service department's duties, they have to test ride everything they do to a bike after it's done. The mechanic that worked on it has to take it out for a short run on the road. Listen for everything that it sounds correct, rides correct, looks correct, everything. So we started up, sounded good. Our tech got on it, took off. A couple of minutes later, he comes back. I'm outside actually filming him, so because I wanted to hear how this thing sounded, and I'm laughing the whole time. I'm like excited or whatever. Well, he pulls in back into the shop area, and he said your bag fell off, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, your saddlebag fell off during my run, and my heart just fucking dropped. Because this happened to me, 3 years ago?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was the
what's
first
the
year you
deal
had
with the
bike,
fucking
right?
saddlebags on that Sport Glide, dude? They pop off like I don't understand.
Mine
Well-
haven't fallen off yet.
Yeah, it puzzles me too. Because this time it wasn't the left, it was the right side. So the right side's got scrapes and scratches all over
was a
kind of
throttle
the top
side.
of it. Yeah. So they never took it off the entire time during the install, so they weren't liable for it. So I am. But it's weird because I went out for a ride with my buddy Roger the weekend before this happened. We did at least 100 miles, and I rode it to work twice that week to get it there. Once there and back, and then also once to get it there for its service to have all this done. Never had a problem. And then it goes out for a 3-minute test ride and falls off.
I have a
Miraculous.
question.
I'll tell you what. I'll
That's
tell you what it
wild.
was. It was those loud ass Vance and Hines pipes that you have that vibrated the fucking connector.
I have a question for you, Dustin.
Sure.
When you put your new pipes on, did you have to put a new bracket to hold your exhaust on?
Mm-hmm.
That bracket might be on backwards, because we discovered that when we did Sean's cam, that I went to put his bag back on the right side of the bike, and I could not get the bag to fit on. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the side that Dustin's bag came off of. And so then I moved a couple things and I latched the bag on, and the bar that comes down that goes into that little support was way ahead of the bracket. And I was like, and then Sean's brother goes, this bracket's on backwards. It needs to be flipped.
Yeah,
We took it apart. We flipped that
but
back
that's
bracket around.
What bike
And-
is that though?
Same bike,
He
the
is
same
the
exact
same as-
bike that
Sport Glide?
Dustin has.
He's the
Sport
same
Glide,
as
yep.
mine, yeah.
And we were putting Vance and Hines pipes on Sean's bike, and the support bracket that we used to put the pipes on, we flipped it, and that bag went in like butter. So I would check that if I was you, because
Well, I mean, they did because they took the pipes off and put them back on. Now, he did tell me that there was a little wishbone bracket that he said was installed backwards, but not the entire bracket.
No,
that
there's
goes,
there's a bracket that goes up to where that support bracket comes down into it, and that's the bracket I'm talking about. That was on backwards on Sean's bike, and when we flipped it the correct direction, the bag slid on, locked into place, and locked down. I would check it if I was you, because that could be your problem.
Okay.
I don't know how
'Cause-
that fucking you'd have it on there though, and it just pop
It just
off.
like bolts.
Because
Oh,
what
you mean the
happens
whole
what
saddle
happens
bag?
is that what we figured out is that you could get the bag on there, and the locking mechanism would look like it was locked, but it's not, because the bag is actually pushed back about 1/4 of an inch, and we could still lock it on, but I could pop the bag
I
off.
hate it
So
when my bag gets pushed back a quarter.
I don't-
dude,
Yeah.
I bet you do hate that when your bag gets pushed back 1/4 of an inch, Tony. Does it get really close to your taint?
Oh, it's just
You know,
Right there on
the pulling I can take. It's the pushing that's
it's
the
just the
problem.
pushing. The pulling's quite pleasurable. It's the pushing. Pull that thing like a piece of saltwater taffy.
I'm telling you.
Just stretch the fuck out of it. But anyway, just something that might be worth checking on Dustin, because we the same weekend. So Dustin did a cam on his bike on Thursday, and Sean, who is one of our patron members and part of our Discord, and somebody actually who Dustin introduced us to, came up to North Dakota during the weekend that Dustin had his cam done, and myself and Nick and Bob put a new cam in Sean's bike. And I'm here to tell you, and I have to give this guy the credit, is Nick has become incredibly astute at cams. He watched the JMP video. He took notes. He wrote it down. He did this for his own cam install. But by the time we did Sean's, he knows all of the torque specs. He's got the cam tool, the run out tool. I mean, the dude was like an encyclopedia. And
you guys
Sean,
are fucking pumping cams out up there.
dude, we are. Sean
Yeah.
Sean did the work, but Nick was standing right there and I was standing right there. And yeah, I mean, it gave Sean all the confidence he needed to do that. He's still refining his tune a little bit because the SNS 475 cam, I guess, is really tune sensitive from what I'm understanding.
Yeah, it's
but,
got a dip in it.
Yeah, he connected. It does. Yeah, he connected with fueling, and they got him squared away. So
let me ask you. I mean, at this point,
they're
is it
working on it,
fair that Nick's new nickname is Cam Job?
yeah, I mean, we can call him. You can call him Nick Cam Job. Yeah, for
There
sure.
you go.
Yep. So
I prefer hand job.
I'm sure you do prefer that.
Have you ever had a job done on your cams?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Nick's probably a professional at the 5-knuckle shuffle.
But I'm gonna say this, and Tony and I actually talked about it today. So I don't know with Dustin's bike because we didn't see or do Dustin's bike, but we tested the run out on my bike when we did my cam, and it was dead to nuts.
It
Tony
was crazy dead tonight.
tested, yeah. Tony tested the run out on his, and it was real. It was pretty close to, or wasn't it pretty much on to? Tony?
Yeah, it was like what was it, 2000s, I think, and you're
Right,
allowed up to
2000s,
5
yep.
or 6.
You're allowed.
They're close enough where you could run a geared
Yeah.
cam on there
Yep,
with no problem. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. And Sean's was only about 2000s out. So I mean, I've not seen. I know you have to test the run out, but I've not seen an M8 that's even close to the run out being an issue.
So Dustin, you're using an FP3 for a tuner, right? You stuck with that on this?
Yep.
Me too.
The FP3 was, I mean, it's a powerful little dude. And
Yeah.
I don't know why they fucked up the FP4 the way that they did. I don't understand it.
I feel like that might have been government.
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
part of it's
EPA.
EPA, but
Yeah.
didn't they add some like features the FP4 like PowerVision did where you can
Well,
Yeah, I
they
thought
they
they shit
added,
with
but
your phone.
nothing worked was the problem, and they have like 0 tunes. So if you want to do a stage 1 with the FP4, you're rolling the fucking dice. It may or may not work.
Yeah.
But that's all
Jesus.
the maps that they have. With the FP3, they had cams. I mean, they had, displacement maps. I mean, they had maps for every fucking thing.
Yeah, well, that's that new EPA stuff. I mean, that's when PowerVision
Yeah.
came out with that new one. You couldn't I don't think you could tune with non-compliant parts.
I
I am gonna say this though. It's gonna be less mileage in between oil changes for me from now on. Because when they dropped that oil, the little bit that came out during the cam install, my shit was black, and I wasn't even I wasn't even at the mark yet to change it. I mean, I was about 300 miles shy, and I had oil bought to go ahead and change it afterward because I wanted fresh oil on the bike after it had that cam
how
job
deep
done.
were you?
I was 300 miles until
No, I mean, how many miles? Where are you changing at? 5,000, 7,000, 35?
every 5.
Every 5?
Yeah.
Are you running synthetic?
Yeah, full synthetic.
Fuck, dude, that should be.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah, you
limits.
shouldn't have any
But
problems.
when you start getting
Yeah.
close to 5, you're going to be low,
Yeah.
right? So that's why, my rule of thumb is that I carry, if I'm going to go over 5,000 miles, I make sure that I've got oil with me.
A quart of oil with you.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
I
I
know I
wasn't
gotta
low.
dump
It was
the
just
fluid,
it was just black, and
Just
I'm going to show you
colored.
here. You can see the material wore off of the cam. I dodged a bullet. That's what the
Well,
mechanic
that's
told me.
because they're pecking it with a fucking pin, dude. Get that pen out of there. Was he trying to autograph it for you?
He should have.
It's got a little wear on it, but
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been from the lifters, or
Yeah.
it could have been from. You could have your lifter could have been stuck and not rolling.
Their best explanation. This is from one of the parts guys, and I trust him because he's very knowledgeable and knows his shit. He said it was from your oil breaking down.
No shit.
Really?
And the only thing I can think of is I switched over to Sen 3 this last oil change, and now I went back to Castrol.
I've been using Sin 3 for 5 years, man, and I put a ton of miles on my bike.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I got in mine. I got whatever.
I mean, I check my oil religiously too, like the level and everything. Add some if I have to.
I change mine twice a season, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Unless I get a lot of blow by, I don't check it ever. And I put a shitload of miles on my bike too.
Yeah.
So if I get a lot of blow by, and I don't really get blow by anymore. Once we changed out that cam setup and I got the new oil pump in there,
Yeah, it fixed a lot of that.
that fixes a lot of that blow by. I mean, that's pretty much a non-factor anymore. But I change mine twice a season. Like during the riding season, I change it 2 times. So I'll change it before I actually get into the season this year, and I'll change it at the middle of the season, typically before I head out for like this year I'll change it prior to FDBM and Sturgis.
Same, yeah.
Is what I'll do. But I'll change it before, like I'll change it right now ahead of time. So like in May or April, before I really start riding this season, I'll change it. And then before FDBM, because and that's typically how I do mine.
Where you all are messing up, you got to put a couple of drops of that KY in there.
You know, Tony, I don't even
really-
know. You just change your oil because you like wrenching on your bike, but I don't know.
do.
Your oil's never reached mileage.
Gets a little condensation. I like to trade my bike in before I have to oil change it.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's the way
Yeah.
I go.
I mean,
it's just
what's-
easier. It's just easier not to. I'll
Yeah,
just
Tony-
trade it in, and
Tony,
that way I
what's
don't
the-
ever have to change the oil.
What's
There
the
you
oil
go.
change recommendation on those STs?
Whenever I feel like doing it.
No. I mean that new Road Glide ST. What's the oil change recommendation on that one?
I don't
How
know.
long is
but
manure good? I don't know.
I think all,
I
I think
don't
all
know.
oh yeah, but I'm religious. I do mine every 5,000. I think all the Harleys, right? That's the recommended on the
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
it's like
remember.
5,000. But I mean, synthetic technically should go 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically it
But,
should
yeah.
last longer.
I'll probably be going every 3,500 from now on.
Yeah.
I mean, because I
Hey,
rode
you
more
just
miles.
Shouldn't have to do that though,
Well,
Dustin.
think
I
about this.
mean,
I rode more miles last year than I did any year previously. I did over 9,000 miles last year, and that
Yeah.
for me, that's pretty damn good.
Wow.
I mean, it's cheap insurance to do an oil change. What is it,
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
bucks?
Yeah,
you
if you're
know?
doing, especially if you're doing it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's just cheap insurance. I mean, there's nothing wrong with changing oil.
I mean, I got 6 quarts of Castrol for $48.
yeah, no,
and I
mean,
trust that
there's
shit in my
nothing wrong
engine.
with it. And also, when your bike sets like it's been sitting in the garage over the winter, condensation gets built up in there. Have you ever like pulled the dipstick and it looks like you got fucking vanilla ice cream around the end of it?
Nope.
No, yeah.
I didn't sit for
condensation
more. It never
building up?
sat for more than 3 weeks.
This
Yeah.
winter?
Yeah.
God damn.
I
my
rode,
bike-
I rode in the cold this winter.
When I
knocked the
started
dust
mine and
off
rode it
mine
after
this
my
weekend.
fairing
It was
install,
embarrassing.
my bike had not been ridden since October.
Piss.
Damn, dude.
it's been a while for me because I had the
He
eye
goes from the
surgery
bike
and
to the
stuff.
baloney pony.
Mhm.
So does a ride.
Bike to fucking
The
ice cubes.
baloney pony.
Or the white horse.
I don't know about North Dakota, dude. I'm
That
kind
son of
of
a bitch will
kind of
buff you
freaking
right
out a little
off.
bit because I got to figure out at some point I got to get through North Dakota on some route this year,
Yeah, well, what do
and
you?
I'm trying
I
to
don't know.
figure out. Can I just,
Just
dip my
nip
toe?
the tip. Just nip
Yeah.
the
Dip
tip.
your toe?
Yeah.
No,
Just take the tip.
you're gonna have to come all the way up here, Dave.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, with me, he says.
So,
All
Dave,
the
you're
way
doing
up here.
the 48
Let's talk
states?
about this. Yeah, you're getting
Yeah,
ready to
let's
embark
talk
on a
about
great
this,
adventure.
man. This is kind of a big fucking deal,
It it
especially
is.
at
I'm
your
not-
age.
It is. Well, and that too. Yeah, I'm heading out Friday morning on the first leg.
Did
I
you
was
buy a new ass
actually-
pad?
No, I still have my wild ass.
Okay.
So,
okay.
so talk to me about this leg. What's the first leg?
So I'm gonna go.
the bunghole.
I'm gonna end up going to San Antonio eventually, right? So
Okay.
I'm going from Virginia, Tennessee, stopping there, see family, and then the northwest tip or portion of Georgia into Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, into East Texas.
There's at least 3 states you don't even need to stop in because they're all ass raping country.
So
Yeah.
here's the deal: if
Yeah.
you do 2 legs and you want to stop in the asshole, it needs to be Indiana.
Yeah, no, I've got a feeling I'm going to hit Indiana at least twice on this.
That's the asshole.
this
So do
tour.
leg
It
1
is.
and leg 2 and work your way up to the
It is.
asshole.
But I'm excited
Yeah.
about when I get to East Texas. I'm going. That's where I was born.
Okay.
Kind of going back and to my roots. But our good friend Christian lives about 38 miles from where I was born. So
Oh, nice.
I'm going to get together with Christian and his fair lady and have dinner or something while I'm there, and then eventually make my way down to San Antonio, back up to Austin to see some folks, and Dallas for a few days to hook up with some friends of mine I haven't seen in about 20 years. And then I'm going to make my way back here to Virginia.
You haven't seen these people in
Cool.
20 years. They're going to look at you and be like, what the fuck?
Well, they were
Riding a motorcycle, has got a tattoo. I mean, come on.
I think most of them were pretty shocked when I ended up joining the Army because I was a long-haired hippie freak
Okay,
before I did
Oh,
that. So that was a
really?
big. That was a
it's
big.
all
That,
makes
that, that
sense
fits.
now. It's
That-
all
that
makes
fits, though.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Look at the fucking hat the guy has on right now. I
Do
mean,
you like this?
Is that the
You like
Boston
this?
Scally?
I put this on
That's
for
the
you. I-
goddamn Pinky Blinder special
It
right there.
it is.
I told my wife while I was coming upstairs, I said, I'm going to put on a hat just for Ryan. I got this
Yeah.
in London a few months ago.
that is a Peaky Blinder special. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
have,
Pinky.
you know
The
what,
only
Dave?
thing we're missing is the ascot and a fucking loaf of bread, man.
I
under your arm.
almost,
You'll
I
be
almost
busy.
put a scarf on, but it's kind
and
of
put you on a fucking
too much.
Vespa.
Dave, I have three hats just like that. Believe it
There
or
you go.
not. Yeah.
Really?
so,
I cannot picture that.
I bought
you know what,
this,
though?
in London.
I don't
actually.
wear mine like that though. I wear it backwards.
I'm sure you
What?
did.
That doesn't
course
make
you do.
sense.
That's
I'm
called
sure
a
you
beret, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Brittany,
No, berets are different.
Brittany, take anything that you think makes sense, do it backwards, and that's me.
Well, I mean, I guess you're not wrong.
I'm just saying.
How many of you guys remember this? This is probably more around my age. Probably not Brittany's. She might be a little on the younger side. I remember this, but back in it was probably the mid '90s. They did have the hats that were like that. You wore backwards that had the team sports logos on them.
Well, they were Kangol hats.
Yeah,
I don't think I remember these.
Yeah,
I had one.
That
I
was
had
LL
one.
Cool J, goddammit.
You got damn right, Tony.
Yeah, LL boy. LL and Run DMC wore those Kangols, damn it.
Yep, you know it.
I had one. They were popular here.
Well,
All
after
about
this will
that.
go in storage till winter, or until I come to North Dakota.
It's almost over.
Like I said, I'm doing the floor 48, so I've got to figure out how to get in and out of North Dakota in your 2.5 week riding season.
Yeah, there's no way but there's no way to it but through it, Dave. So you're gonna have to just make your way up here. Just spread, Dave, and just
That Dakota's a
wipe and make
fucking,
your way
that
up.
thing's a
Jesus.
commitment. Just wipe it, just
Yeah.
from the rooter to the tutor.
I may hit that when I do the West Coast leg because I got to get up to Seattle. So
Just tongue
Yeah.
trace that big vein.
it's gonna be no joy.
If you have to go to Seattle, Dave, the honestly, if you go across North Dakota and Montana, you between those two states, you will have covered literally probably more than half the United States, just those
Yeah.
two alone.
I bet you North Dakota has a few of those casting couches too that you could sleep on.
And probably more Montana's more like I mean, Montana's casting couch is going to have a lot of sheep on it, but
A lot of sheep.
a lot of sheep.
Sheep.
Yeah,
Casting haystacks.
that's like that. That's like
Have
the
you ever been
Montana.
up through that way, Montana? Have
Montana-
you ever been up there?
What's that?
Have you ever been to Montana?
I was born in
I
Montana.
haven't.
Oh,
Oh,
no
really?
shit.
I thought
I
you
was
were born in
born-
California.
No, dude,
This
I
motherfucker's
lived in
been
California.
everywhere. I think he's full of shit. is
I was
what
born.
think.
I was born in Bozeman, Montana. Yeah, where
You were
the
born in Bozeman?
yeah Montana, where
Goddamn
the
Yellowstone.
where the mating call is the zipper.
Damn, dude. You've been thrown out of a lot of states.
I've been thrown out of most of them, Dave. Most of them.
Damn.
Yeah, I was born in Bozeman, Montana, and I lived in
The
Southern
mating
California
call
for-
is the zipper.
yeah, you know it.
I think in West Virginia it's a bottle of Percocet.
On a good night.
Oh well, where'd you say you're going through? What was you're going through Alabama? I'm pretty sure the mating call there is meth. So
You know, I've only been to
Son of a crack
Alabama
ladder.
once.
Son of a crack later.
I actually told myself I'd never go back to Alabama, so
Okay.
that will be an interesting ride across that state. And I don't know, I may
Go
have
back
an
to
interesting
Greenbow,
story or two
Alabama.
to tell
Is
about
it-
that.
It's just going to be gas stations through that state, isn't it, Dave?
I'm hoping.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Nothing against you guys that live in Alabama. It's just I had a really weird.
Hey man,
Twilight
Forrest
Zone
Gump was from
experience there.
Alabama.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a state.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump, man, was a ping pong player.
There you go.
Ran across the U.S.
He did.
Ate a lot
Run,
of chocolate.
Forrest, run!
Run.
Definitely like throttle, Forrest, throttle.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so how many states are going to be in this first trip, Dave? Have you counted
I made a change to the route and I forgot to recount.
them? Okay.
But,
Is it 9, 10,
I was going to say
it's
10.
around
Well,
it's
you
around
just-
10.
10? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah, because I
10.
haven't finalized my route back.
So not quite a
Back
third. Not quite a third then.
Yeah. And then Matt and I are gonna ride up to Vermont in probably September. So I'm gonna hit all the New England stuff, and then I just
So
gotta
your
get
goal
across
is to do
California.
all 48 this season.
It'll either be by the end of this season or it'll be by the end of this year or next year. I mean, I'm sorry.
12
By the
month
end of,
calendar
like the
time?
same time this year. I mean,
Yeah,
originally
12 month
when
calendar.
when I
Okay.
planned this out a couple of years ago, as I was getting
That's
ready for
pretty cool.
retirement, I was gonna do it all in like 45 days. You know,
Oh,
and
shit.
then,
Fuck
then
that.
after I retired and I pulled everything out and I'm kind of looking at it, I'm like, well, this is stupid because when I planned it out, it was like I was planning stuff when I was working.
Right.
But
Oh.
the goal for this trip is for me just to go back and reconnect with as many people as I can that have been a part of my life, just to tell them, thanks for being a part of me getting where I am. So I decided to split it up into like 4 legs.
And I
Jesus,
guess
sounds like the farewell tour. God.
Jesus.
Sometimes we look
Percy
forward, you gotta
farewell
look back,
tour.
so.
I think it sounds cool. That's really awesome that you're going
I
to
think
reconnect
that's
with people.
Yeah, I think that's it sounds awesome to me.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
I'm looking
tough.
forward
Like
to it.
even when you have friends, when you live in different states, it's just hard to stay in touch.
Yeah.
Well,
And
most
I'm
of the people
I'm
live in
fortunate
different
because
states. I
I've-
don't want to see them anyway.
I'm still in touch with a lot of people, over my life, thanks to, social media
What
and
is that?
stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just different when you
to
see
be
'em
able
in
to go back
person.
and say, hey, yeah, we've still been connected it's just like getting together with my old Army buddies and stuff. We get together every so many years, and it's like,
I think as you get older too,
Nothing
you get the
past.
travel bug because I've got this travel bug going on with me too. I want to see shit.
well, I do.
You don't have much
As
time
long-
left.
as-
That's why.
I know
as
it's
long
like
as-
I better see it now before I see it and forget it.
I do as long as a bike's involved. And my wife and I talk about this a lot because she doesn't, she enjoys traveling too, but in a car. And I just, man, the car just fucking takes it out of me, dude.
Yeah,
just-
it's
you know?
Don't like it.
I mean, I'd rather be on a bike
Mhm.
and
I mean, there's
spend a little
some-
more time, but
There's some benefits to being in a car, but it's fucking exhausting. As you guys know, when we go back to Nebraska, it's like a 12-hour drive, and
It's fucking nothing,
sucks to
Brittany.
do
12
that.
hours is a piece
That's
of
when you
cake.
take a plane.
I hear you there.
So, Dave, are you planning on documenting this now? So, is this going to be up on your channel, on your YouTube
I
and
am,
everything
yeah.
too?
I'm and actually I'm going to be because part of what I want to do is not just for me and everything, but it's also I've got a lot of grandkids now, and
How many grandkids you got,
I got
person?
5, man.
No shit.
Got 5. Went from nothing to 5 in like 5 years. I don't know what the
Well,
fuck's going on with my
That's
boys.
good.
They just
though.
like
That's
kicking
good
them out.
times.
But
So-
I mean, to be able to go and I want to record and that's one of the reasons I'm going back to East Texas first is so I can go and like shoot like where I grew up and tell stories, about things that happened to me in my life, there and then kind of through the cycle. So yeah, there'll be I'll be dropping stuff along the way.
Start in the
That
beginning,
town
so a little
survived
bit.
that many years?
What's that?
No, you said you were going back to where you grew up. I said that town make it that many years?
It
It's
did.
still around?
It was a little tiny because I'm from Tyler, Texas,
Where?
which was Tyler, Texas, rose capital of the world.
Sounds like a football player.
It does
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, we had what's his face for the Oilers? Oh goddamn.
What was
From
that
the
motherfucker
Oilers,
came out
that
of
team doesn't
Texas?
even exist anymore.
Colt,
Anyway.
What was that guy's name? Colt something. I forgot.
Warren
No,
Moon?
the running back. No.
Colt
there was a
McCoy?
Colt McCoy. Yeah, came out
No.
of fucking Texas. I was like, look at that. Is a
Listeners, help me
football
out here.
player if I ever heard of one.
Earl-
Colt
yeah.
McCoy.
Is it Earl
Yeah.
Campbell?
Earl Camp? Jesus, Dave, how far back did you go?
Earl Campbell.
Dude, it was a different. And
Hey
that's
man,
part-
Dave watched Hee Haw.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yes, I remember Hee Haw, man.
He
But
watched
that- yeah,
Hee-Haw.
that's-
He opened up his door and just looked outside. There it
And the
was.
Gong Show. The
Hee Haw
Gong
was
Show
right
and
there.
Hee Haw.
But that's part of why I want to do this for at least for the family. Is that when I grew up during the 60s and 70s, it was a very, very different time.
In Texas?
In Texas, a very,
Anywhere.
very different world.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of the people that were part of me growing up put me on the path where I walked and not getting sucked into a lot of stuff I didn't want to get sucked into. So it's just I think it'll be
I've
interesting to
never
kind
found
of document
anything I
that.
didn't want to
and
get
stuff.
sucked into. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, amazing. Different times, my friend.
There's been a few times where I was like, turn on that
Okay.
vacuum cleaner.
Oh God, Tony.
A
That's
Dyson.
why. Is this
Where's
why you
my
want the
Hoover?
blue balls?
Where are you, little dirt devil?
Kirby's a bad motherfucker.
You have to keep justifying why you're buying so many shop vacs. You blew
What are
out
you
another
doing?
motor
I
on that shop
do
vac?
reviews. I do reviews on shop vacs.
Imagine the neighbors. What's this with Cox families over there just vacuuming nonstop?
He's a clean freak.
Got serious OCDs.
His new YouTube channel is going to be doing reviews on vacuum cleaners.
Yeah. By old CDs, I mean on Cox's ding dong.
He's got the big duster.
I don't know what you guys think, but this Dyson is not quite the suction I thought it was
quite
going to be.
Cyclone my ass.
Let me know in the comments below if this Dyson was what you thought it would be.
We don't go by CFM. We go by inches of stretch.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Let's put this one in saltwater taffy mode and just give her hell.
Saltwater taffy mode.
Does that microbacterial thing actually work, Tony?
Oh shit.
Not really.
What was that movie? Was that Spaceballs where they went on like giant suck or something like that? Do you remember that movie, Dustin?
Oh yeah. Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, yeah. Or they kind of switch it over to giant suck.
Yeah.
Giant suck.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Oh fuck.
iOS is what we go by. Inches of stretch. That's how we rate them. I'm gonna nickname this one the rubber band.
Convert a shower to a grower.
Yeah.
So Dave, so you have 10 states on this go around, and then are you taking some time, or do you have another one already set up in the box after that, or you what's after that?
Well, the next big one's going to be out to FDBM. Right?
Okay.
And that's going to be another probably 3 or 4 weeks. I'm going to come back through like Kansas City, where I used to live, and Iowa to see friends and hit a lot of that. But
Are you going to
don't
do
have it
that
planned out.
post FDBM where you make your way back?
I'm gonna take a long way there and back.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll probably come through Kansas City on the way back, and maybe go into Oklahoma a little bit.
What are you doing? 400 or 500 a day? Is that the plan?
I generally plan my days if I'm just trying to get from point A to point B,
Yeah.
600 miles.
That's pretty good. I was gonna say, dude, all that traveling in Texas, you're gonna put a fucking 1,000 miles on just in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going East Texas down to San Antonio, and then back up to Dallas, and then back north to Arkansas.
Yeah, fucking.
You have to get
Texas
an
is
oil
big.
change every time you come back to Virginia.
That's part of why I haven't been on the bike the last 2 weeks. Is I'm trying to keep the miles down because I'll go over my 5,000 miles on this trip.
Sure.
So get the bike service when I get back, and then
Dustin, what are you watching? Porn?
I'm looking for
Must
the
be.
vacuum reviews, dude.
he's looking for that
Because
new
I'm
model
looking for that.
Dyson.
I need at least 12 inches of iOS. I need a 12 iOS. I need something rated at least 10, 12 iOS.
Or at least get 2 so you can double the 4.
Find something to hook up to the pigtail on my bike, keep me busy while I'm on my way up the Sturgis.
God, don't do that, bro. You need to keep control of the bike.
Well,
It's called-
tentatively, we have some. We know that if you guys still intend on doing this, meeting on Thursday in Sioux Falls, now there's going to be 3 of us coming from up here for sure. So it's going to be myself and Bob and Kenny. We are going to be riding together. Nick's going down a little bit earlier in the week, so if we still intend on meeting up in Sioux Falls for the ride over to FDBM, it could be a hell of a group going that direction.
the White Walker
Man.
Welcoming Committee.
And I think we need to make sure we include Greg, because he might be interested in riding across, like maybe the night before, and then riding back with us into
Oh, that's cool.
into Whitewood, on that Thursday. So I think that just keep that in mind on your plans.
Well, I would love to do that with you guys, but I'll already be there because
you'll already
Percy
be
and I
there.
are going out the week before
Yep,
so that she
yep.
can experience South Dakota.
That's a great idea, though, Dave. I know that my wife is going to be going with Bob's wife later on in the day, because we figured that we'll probably try to leave here about 4:00 in the morning, and that should put us in. If you guys want to be able to leave out from South Dakota by 9 a.m., we would be able to be there by then. So
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of nervous now because Miss Percy decided she's going to hang out with everybody until Sunday. So now I've got 3 days to worry about instead of just the one. Originally,
shit, Dave.
Yeah. And
We're
I'm
going to find
you know,
out a lot about Percy.
I'm
We are.
assuming that
We
the
are.
wives are probably that don't ride are probably going to hang out on the big ride day on Saturday. So there's no telling what the fuck's I'm going to come back to on Saturday.
Yeah. You're in trouble now, Dave.
Yeah.
And then we're going to find out a lot about Mr. Percy.
She,
So
before she never tells the truth on anything anyway. So
Run out of time. I just talk about Phil for a second.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
okay.
crazy.
His foot's a little bruised up, but for you all that don't know, our buddy Phil Kai. That's what my it's Phil, what is it? KY, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but when I asked Siri to call Phil, it goes, calling Phil Kai. Well, Phil went down on his bike Thursday night.
No.
It was
He didn't go down on his bike. Let's not use that phrase.
It's the wrong
That turn-
thing. Yeah.
That turn of phrase is the wrong one, Tony.
Burned his lips.
Well, let's say he fell off of his motorcycle. Actually, he
Okay.
really didn't fall off of it. He was still on it.
Yeah, he high-sided.
Yeah, he high-sided, going slow. He was giving it the beans, and he lost traction coming out of Bluegrass's parking lot, and ass end slid out, and he high-sided. But the weirdest thing was, and I guess most people have seen the pictures, is his fucking rear slider went through his shoe, and somehow his foot ended up on top of the slider. But I talked to him today, and this what happened, because if I would have saw the picture, I would have said, that's fucking bullshit. There's no way that big fucking tuna can went through his shoe. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it broke through the seam of the sole and the shoe on the back side. And then
Okay.
when it slid on the ground, it just slid that perfect hole
Oh,
to where it poked out of the
Okay.
other side.
okay. Now it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but he
'cause
got
when you see that-
lucky. He got lucky because that obviously pushed his foot up
Yeah.
when it broke in through there. It didn't go through the ankle or shatter the ankle. So
Yeah, so his foot
lucky on
went
that.
up and over. But he also, he broke his helmet, man. What was he, 15 miles an hour? We've talked about it
Yeah.
before on the podcast.
yeah,
I mean, if he wouldn't have had that helmet on, you know, it'd have been a completely different story. He was back to work today.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but if he wouldn't have had that helmet on, it would have been a different story. And that was just, like I said, probably 15 miles an hour when he went down.
Man,
Yeah.
that whole shoe thing is like divine intervention almost.
Right.
Yeah, dude. It
It's
was really
wild to look at that picture.
weird. Yeah.
So
Like I
yeah.
said, if I wouldn't have
Well-
known Phil and somebody sent that picture, I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
Staged.
Yeah, that's
Right.
staged.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking cut a
That's
hole in that shoe and
photoshopped.
put it on there.
Right. Right.
You know, I
No
don't want to
way
start,
that happened.
start a debate or argument with the community or whatever.
No.
But again, this is gear, right?
Yeah.
Gear,
Safety gear.
gear,
Yeah.
gear.
And I wear Vans, and you know what? I don't think I'm going to wear my Vans anymore when I ride my motorcycle. I think I do have those new Indy Ridge boots that I bought, so I think I'll probably be wearing those instead now. So
Well, you better wear boots
Yeah.
coming out to Sturgis.
oh yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
boots for that. But I mean, how many times have you jumped on the bike and you've changed the oil or whatever, and ride it around the block? And you not put your helmet on. I do it all the time. I'm fucking straight guilty. I've been known to go out there with fucking flip flops and no helmet and shoot around
Oh,
the block. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I won't even lead with tennis shoes. I think
Yeah.
I've done that one time and I immediately regretted it because they were so loose when I put my foot down.
Yeah, pretty much the only time I think when we were in Uranus, Missouri, we all kind of like wore shorts and shit because it was so fucking
Yeah,
hot.
we didn't
Fucking
wear
hot.
helmets that
We didn't
night
wear
to
helmets
dinner
that
'cause
night,
it was
yeah.
We
so
all
hot.
were just dying. But
That was
aside from
fucking
that,
tank top.
it's
Yeah.
pretty rare. I always wear my full face,
Mm-hmm.
and I have riding shoes.
It's
Yeah.
it's just a good reminder of how easy and quick something like that could happen. And if you guys want to take a look, you can check out Phil. I think it's _KY on Instagram, and
He's
he
in
posted
the
it.
Discord too.
Yeah, he's in the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, join it because it's fucking free. And he posted pictures on there, and you can check it out and see the impact on his helmet is really what the shoe is one thing, right? Because had that gone through his foot, he would have survived that. The impact on his helmet is significant enough that when you look at it, see, it didn't break the face shield, but it was enough of an impact that it you can see where if that would have been
All
his
the paint
skull,
broke off of it.
yeah,
You
all the
know what
paint
I
and
mean?
everything broke
Yeah.
off. And if that would have been his skull that smacked into the pavement, this conversation we'd be having right now would be entirely different.
Well,
Because-
For sure.
that's the area. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the picture now, right? I mean, the size of the area
Yep.
that got scraped off his helmet is significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know?
that
And
would
it
have
was
been
the side of his head too, like
Yeah.
temple area.
Yeah.
Yep. Of his skull.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're talking about, I mean, realistically, skull fracture, brain bleed, right? I mean, all of those things would have been a very real possibility with what his helmet looks like.
No, and I mean, with all that being, with the shoes and all that, he was back to work today, and he's picking up his bike tomorrow, and riding it home.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
he and really what crash bar and the sliders are really
He,
the only thing he has to replace, right?
He bent the front crash bar and had to replace the throttle grip.
well, and
Those
the
crash
slider,
bars,
the
Yeah, the
puck on the
slider
slider will have to
scratched,
be
but-
replaced. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
and we're talking high sided, so it was the air filter exhaust side of the bike,
Yeah.
and those two protectors he had on their crash guards
Yeah.
did their job.
Did the job.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, Phil, we're sorry that it happened to you, and we're super, super happy that that you're okay.
Yeah,
You
Yep.
hooligan.
that's the most important. But accidents happen, guys. Wear your shit.
I
all
don't
I'm saying.
want to throw PJ under the bus, but he and I had that discussion several years ago because he's from Texas and freedom, don't wear a helmet. And I made him wear a helmet when we did the trip out to South Dakota. I gave him one of my RIs, and he was telling me, Dad, I'm not going to have an accident. And I'm like, nobody in the history of the world has ever planned to have a fucking accident.
I didn't think
Yeah.
I was going to shit my pants
that's-
either, but it's
that's
happened.
that's the nature. That's the meaning of the word,
Right.
Unplanned,
accident.
So gear is all I'll say. I'm a big believer.
It is, and we've talked about it a lot on here, and it's personal preference of how much you want to wear or don't wear. It's up to you. But
if you're my son and you're riding with me, you're gonna fucking wear it. So.
yeah, just wear a helmet. Wear a helmet. I mean, it's just wear a helmet.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
just never know.
because I mean, a helmet makes a lot of accidents survivable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the fact, right? Is it
Especially
makes a lot of
slow ones.
accidents survivable.
I mean, literally, you could be sitting on your bike in the driveway and fall over and fucking knock your head and never get up.
Well, and come
Yeah.
on, let's be honest about it. Some helmets are much cooler looking than your fucking face, right? So do
guarantee
the world a
that.
favor and put a cool looking
There's-
helmet on
Yeah.
There's some ugly motherfuckers out there.
instead of that ugly ass mug.
Dave,
No,
Dave,
that's just
what?
a lot of truth.
Remind everybody what happened to you after a long day of riding.
Which time? What are we talking about?
Well, didn't you fell off your bike after a long day of riding
Oh.
because your legs didn't work?
Well, that wasn't just a long
was
day
the
of
cold,
riding.
though.
That's when I got caught in that freak storm that dropped the temps down. But I
Right.
didn't have any gear.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, I pulled up to the gas pump, freezing to death, and my legs wouldn't work when I was getting off the bike, and I fell and hit my head, hit my
Hit his
helmet,
head.
hit my
And,
helmet. on
and
the
where
back
did you
of the
hit?
helmet.
Where'd you hit your head at, Dave?
In the back.
In the back.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
fell off in a,
It was
in a gas station
whip,
parking lot.
whiplash hit.
Yeah,
yeah.
whiplash hit and hit the back of his head again.
Yeah.
Could have been disastrous. Whiplash hits are awful because there's the rebound effect, right? Your body hit and your head hit. Your head whipped back and hit the ground. So I mean, again, and
Yeah.
we're not forcing anybody to wear a helmet, but that's just another example of you didn't plan on it, right? But you
Well,
Accidents
the first time
happen, dude.
the first time
Yeah,
that ever happened, Brian, I know you saw the video.
yeah.
Was when I got stuck on that fucking high ass speed bump in the parking lot and got thrown
Your
off my bike.
Sportster.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The one time something's happened when I've actually had the GoPros running, and it caught that
Yeah.
that amazing military roll that I did. That,
Yeah.
proved I still had it.
I
coming off
did.
that bike.
I did the same exact thing the beginning of last season because Nick and I pulled up into a parking lot and I was sitting on my bike and I didn't have my kickstand down. And
You screwed
I-
the pooch.
and Nick was like, I can't get my car to work. And I said, just a second, I'll be right there. I'll hit the button for you. And I thought my kickstand was down. I went to set my bike down and I realized after I was about 28 degrees that the kickstand wasn't stopping. And I did a tuck and roll, right? Same thing. I mean, but I could have landed right on my face, had my helmet on and everything, did a tuck and roll and had to lift my bike up off the ground. And, I mean, shit.
You
it
got
happens.
a lot to tuck and roll on too, man.
I was
That's
going to
a simple
say,
thing
man,
for
that
you.
was probably fucking a lot of limbs.
I mean,
Yeah.
you look like a big ass doodle bug.
Just like
yeah, a lot of
fucking spider
limbs
monkey.
flailing.
Yeah. So I mean,
Fuck.
it happens, right? I mean, that's like you guys said. Just so it's why you call them accidents. No one does it on purpose.
Yep.
Well, like I said, I wasn't planning on shitting my pants, but
Well, Phil, we can't wait to see what your new
It
helmet's going to look
happens.
like. But next time you don't have to have an accident to explain to your wife why you want to get a new helmet.
yeah, no.
You know,
True.
He was talking to Rock today, so we'll see.
yeah, we were chatting about that last night.
Yeah,
He rides with all those Dyna Bros though. I wonder if they're going to accept him in a Ruroc or if he has to
What
get
Dyna Bros?
He has what's that?
Dyna
The,
Bros.
the same what doesn't he ride with the Louisville T-Bar crew?
He might. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have
Hey,
a
speaking
T-bar.
of Ruroc helmets, Blackline bought that new Darth Vader.
I like that Darth
I
Vader.
was just
Oh,
talking to
cool.
her on Sunday, and she's waiting for it to come in. I think
They're-
that's
They're
gonna be
running a
Friday.
big sale right now. They're running a big sale.
It's over.
It's over
it?
already?
Yeah, it's over. Phil called me today, and he's like, "I went to order the helmet, and the sale's over."
You got to move,
Dang.
because they last
They do
like a
flash
day or
sales.
two. Yeah, they do a lot of flash sales. But if you just wait, well, he wants to get back on a bike. Otherwise, I'd say just wait 2 weeks.
I told him to call him. I'd call him and go, "Look, man, God damn it."
I'm still
really
anxious
fucking me in the
to
ass
learn
on the
about that new
sale.
helmet that they're releasing here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That
They're as bad as
completely new
GoPro.
model. No, it's horrible, dude.
It's every 6 months.
My wife's asked me 3 times the last 6 months how many helmets I have. I keep changing the number.
No.
quit
Oh
that-
man.
That Ruroc was the last one I bought, but I think I threw away 3 not too long ago.
That Stormtrooper you got look badass, man.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that helmet. I will say though, when you order a Ruroc, use their sizing chart.
Yeah.
Don't go with what you think you wear because it's different.
Speaking of flash sale, fucking Dixon, man, they got me.
These guys, man,
Yeah,
You know
you
what?
they get
Fuck
looking
those
at it.
cocksuckers.
you need to flash Dixon back next time they send you one.
Yeah,
of those.
no shit. I got something for Dixon. Them motherfuckers, man. It's the never-ending flannel.
Well,
Yeah.
I never thought I'd buy another one, but they did a Captain Autism one, so I had
I
to buy
saw
one.
that.
Guy,
Oh,
at, guy
you
at
gotta
work,
get that.
guy at work showed me. He thought of me. He's like, "I'm gonna order one as soon as they go on sale. I'll get you one if you want." I said, "Okay, yeah, give me one."
Yeah, that's a.
I just hope
What
it's
are
here
they?
by
They're 60
April
bucks
4th.
a pop.
Yeah, $60.
Yeah, they're
I got
spendy.
2 or 3 of them. They had me too. I was like 3 or 4 in a row, and I had just like, you know what? I'm done with these motherfuckers. You can't stop. It's like crack. It's like TikTok.
Yeah.
You see where TikTok is, there, don't you? Fuck TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok's gonna be going bye-bye.
Yeah.
I was thinking I needed to start making more uploads for TikTok, but I just kind of been holding back to see
Yeah,
what
why don't
happens.
you go ride your Indian and watch TikTok?
in your Dixon flannel.
Yeah, and your Dixon flannel.
Hey. Slow your roll with that.
No, he's talking about the DICKS-IN.
Why don't you have a little Dick Insider?
Nah, I won't make fun of you. I got 2 Dixons packed in my bag for the trip. So
I bet you do.
yeah, I do.
Packing
those-
2 dicks.
for
He's
those
got a
long,
vacuum
cold
too
nights.
Got 2.
What?
Now I don't got a vacuum. I got a blower.
Dave,
Just hit reverse.
Yeah. It's it's not a real vac until you have to yell for somebody to unplug it. Pull the cord, pull the cord.
sounds like a 14-year-old's nightmare.
Or dream.
I think they're still at the crusty sock age at 14.
Oh.
When did it stop, Tony?
I don't know.
Tony's still finding them around his
Yeah, I
house.
was gonna say. I thought he still had him in his
Dude,
house.
and I kid you not. Every time I go to Costco, I just buy 12 new pair of socks. Because I don't know where mine disappear to.
They're using
And I
your
don't want them
socks,
back.
but you got small feet.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying. So I don't want them back. Just keep those. I'll just buy some new socks.
So it's a 12-pack of socks and some new microfibers.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Every time we
Oh
go,
my
my wife goes, "You
God.
find more socks?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want the ones out of the laundry room anymore. I don't know where those have been and
I
what
don't
they've
trust
been
them."
through. I don't trust those.
What they've been through. They've been
Yeah.
abused. These
Yeah,
poor
I don't
socks
know.
have been abused.
I don't know where those been or what they've been through.
So if
And
you
I
can lean 'em up
guarantee you
against
that
the wall,
Clorox
throw
and
'em
hot
away.
water didn't help.
or what's been through them.
Yeah,
What's been through them?
Clorox and hot water didn't help.
They've been used as a cheesecloth.
I was gonna say, dude. Straight to kids.
Goddamn petri dish.
Hey, we got a question in the Discord that is kind of related to a weird fucking comment that I got on one of my videos this last week. Throw it out to you guys, and then before we answer, I'll tell you about the comment that I got, which I thought was just fucking weird. So this is from Beer Agent 45. It said, "Question for the fivesome."
Beer
any
or
of you-
beard?
Beer, as in
Beer.
as
All
in
Alcohol.
alcohol. Question for the fivesome. Have any of you named your motorcycle, and what is the name and why? And before we answer, I just want to say, I don't know who this guy is or person that made this comment, but the guy was giving me shit on my YouTube channel about the fact that I was referring to my bike with a girl's name. And I'm like the only guy who has ever named their bike with a girl's name.
I thought that was just how like most men named vehicles in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always
Was
thought.
girls' names.
I mean, I've never ridden Bob anywhere or Steve. I'd feel a little fucking weird saying I'm gonna go mount Steve.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What'd you do? I rode Steve all.
But is that weird to you guys? I mean, that someone would
Yeah,
even
that's
think
fucking
that? That's
odd.
just-
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well, I
Anyway.
think that So I think that well, I didn't name my bike, but my bike's got a name. Dustin named my bike.
Dustin named everybody's bike, I think,
Loud
in
ass
the
fucker?
early days. Yeah.
King of the North, that came from Dustin.
Oh,
And then Tony had Thicky
Thicky.
when he
yeah.
was riding the Softail Slim, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of our bikes had names, but we didn't name them. I mean, you named your own bike, but I thought that naming a vehicle, if you were a man, after a female's name was pretty much like standard practice,
Yeah,
That's-
that's
yeah,
part of the
that's-
course.
that's how they
Yeah,
always done.
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
yeah.
right? I mean, even going way back, what was that Hitchcock movie where the guy bought the red convertible? What was that movie, Dave?
You talking about Christine?
Christine,
That wasn't
yeah.
Hitchcock. That was
That was
Stephen
Stephen
King.
King.
That
Oh,
was
Stephen King.
movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, but still, the car was named after a girl.
Oh,
Right?
Gone in
I
60
mean-
seconds. What was the name of the Mustang? It was Lucille, wasn't it?
Lucille,
No,
yeah.
it
I
was,
think so.
Eleanor. It was
Oh,
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
That was
Yeah.
it. That was it. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, still, right?
Nobody's naming their shit after a guy.
Right.
Nobody.
What's the name of your bike, Brittany?
My bike is
Spark, isn't it?
Sparky. I can't remember. I think I went with Sparky, but it was named for my grandpa. So my grandpa, the year I got the bike, my grandpa passed away. And he really loved like watching me ride my motorcycle. So
That's cool.
See?
Sparky.
Is it, that Brittany's a girl and she named her bike after a dude. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I think
I just found the comment very odd.
the
Yeah.
comment
I
was
think it's
odd.
weird too. I never understood why everyone named like vehicles after females, but that's like a common trend throughout like any type of vehicle. Ships are all named with female names back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, Percy said, what have you been doing? I've been out polishing Bob's pipes.
I know.
Yeah, I like it.
You know?
You should name your bike Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. No, what have
no,
been
you
doing?
should not. I ride a lot of miles with Bob, and I don't even want to
Yeah.
think about Dave
That's right.
being riding a bike with Bob's name.
Yeah,
So
it's, you know.
just
Yeah.
don't
Bob
do it.
hard and put him away wet.
Yeah.
Mm,
Jesus.
I rode Bob hard today in the rain.
Jesus.
Yeah, see, it doesn't work. Nothing about that works.
Bob was
No,
humming
no,
today
no.
on the road.
No, but
doesn't- that doesn't work.
it begs to say though that it's kind of like a nickname too. I kind of think sometimes you can't name it yourself. Like somebody's got to like you don't give yourself a nickname. If you're
Yeah,
like,
it just
hey, my name's
happens.
Ryan, but everybody calls me, you know,
Stretch notes.
yeah, exactly.
Everybody calls me
Rubber
Daddy
band.
Dick.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me-
Daddy Dick.
Everybody calls me Dick Daddy.
So, I mean, you can't give yourself your own nickname. It doesn't work that way. So, that's a weird comment that they had.
So
Yeah.
again, Nick, your nickname now is Cam Job.
Cam
job.
job.
Cam Job.
Let's answer this one by Dustin Halbert 8 because this one's been up there for a minute, and I know we've addressed this in the past, but it'll be okay.
Is that with a 1-year-old?
Yeah. He says Dustin Halbert 8 says, "What's the best way to juggle riding with a 1-year-old? I don't want to leave mom and baby behind, but I hate not getting any miles."
Well, first off, don't juggle with a fucking kid on the back of your bike. I mean, that's something you don't want to do.
Right. And I think I said this actually to somebody a while ago, and this is my answer to that question. It's about how you prioritize things in your life. And I'm not saying to prioritize motorcycling over your children. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you need to make motorcycling a priority in your life. So it's something that you make time for, just like you make time for your wife and you make time for your children, make time for yourself and make time for riding. That's what I say. That's how you do it. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's
Right.
about making time for all of those things.
Or move to Asia and your whole family will be on the back of your bike when you
That's
go to
called a
the store
scooter
for
and not a
groceries.
motorcycle,
Yeah.
Dave.
No, little 250s are still
Little
motorcycles.
250s,
Man.
dude. Those little motherfuckers are hardy.
Yeah, they'll haul a
I
lot
mean,
of
they'll
shit.
hold a lot of people.
You ever been to Asia?
I can
Yeah,
tell you
I
one
mean-
thing. The difference there's also you're also talking about a subjective difference in size of people because it takes about 3 of those guys to make one of me.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean, when you got yourself, your wife, a baby, all of you wearing flip flops, and a week's worth of groceries strapped to the back of your little 250. Man, that's a lot of stuff on a motorcycle.
It
Dude,
is a lot of stuff.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I don't know if I was I think it was the Dominican Republic. It was either there or Mexico. I came home and I said every 250 made is in that country. Because I mean they were everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things run forever too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, man, I was in China
And cheap.
just stand at an intersection. You're standing there 5 seconds, and there's at least 50 little Hummer bikes that are up, like just waiting to go when the light turns green. And fuckers going by with like 8 feet high stacks of boxes on the back of these little 250s, just hauling ass through the intersection. It was
Pizza?
Yeah.
Were they like pizza boxes? Were they
no,
the
dude,
pizza
these are
delivery
like
drivers?
big ass, like 18-inch
Like delivering
boxes,
packages or something.
yeah, or just hauling shit. It was.
And here we are in America with our 2000 cc's.
I know, right? Just gotta-
Yeah.
I'll have to go through my photos in my library and
Was it
send you
like
guys
the
some
Three
shots of
Stooges?
that.
Was it like the Three Stooges episode where they had all the beer barrels in the back of the truck and they were just
Yeah.
waving back and forth?
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. I mean, it's incredible how they'll ride those bikes over there.
And here we are with our 2000 going, can I get on the back? No.
No,
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
my shit.
gonna
I ain't
rob my
hauling
power
from
anything.
me.
No, no.
Oh, speaking of motorcycles, and we had some comments about this stuff after the episode dropped. Remember 2 episodes ago we were talking about what bike we ride if there was no
Yeah.
Harley?
Yeah.
Dude, I got to retract my answer to that week. Arch
Really?
motorcycles.
Arch. I forgot about
Arch
Arch.
is Arch is I'm a fan,
Yeah.
Yeah, his bikes
but
are.
I, but
they're,
I
they're
don't
all
think I-
handmade.
I don't
Expensive,
think I
though.
would tour on an Arch though.
Yeah,
I'd
Those
find a
things are-
way.
They're all handmade. Those are some
would find a
dope
way.
ass bikes.
It's like
Yeah.
isn't
Well,
it
they're
like
run
an
S&S
18-month
engines.
wait list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Custom made head to toe.
Yep.
No, they're badass. I forgot all about Arch. Oh, Keanu. That motherfucker makes a mean motorcycle.
God
Mr.
damn, get on their
Anderson.
website and look at the bespoke.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Their bikes are. I mean, they're
Look at
works of
that.
art.
I mean, you can't-
I thought
yeah.
you've been looking at gay porn all night.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, Randy Moto.
I'm sorry, it's 128,000.
Oh, okay. I was way off.
Oh shit!
Let me
He
tell
also
you what, that KRGT1 is no joke either.
Yeah, that Randy Moto that brought this up. He also mentioned the Buell Super Cruiser. It's not production coming out yet, but they have done a few production models to get out and
Yeah.
show people at some of like at Daytona, and I think there was one at Sturgis last year, and or just before Sturgis, something like that. And that one, it looks a lot like an FXR, but it's a nice looking motorcycle too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a lowrider guy, I think that's a really good alternative.
Yeah, it looks like I said, it's kind of a cross between an FTR and an FXR, or early model FXR. So yeah, it's a nice bike too. Okay, here's the last question. I think we should end the podcast with this one.
All right.
What would you do if your significant other put their foot down and said no bikes, no riding, nothing as an ultimatum?
Then I'm not riding a bike.
I'm filing papers.
I'm out.
What's cheaper, getting rid of the motorcycle and not having a bike payment, or a divorce?
Getting rid of the bikes always.
Getting rid of
cheaper.
the bike's a
Let's-
whole lot fucking cheaper.
It probably is.
Yeah, I've gone through that. Ditch the bike. Don't even.
I
argue.
mean, I went, I think 10 years without it because of that reason.
I forgot you all went through that.
yeah, marriage is give and take. You know,
It is.
just make sure you get something out of the deal.
Hopefully you get some good stretch.
Well, join Patreon, join Discord. It's fucking free.
Buy merch.
Fucking free.
It's not free, but buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have a new shirt dropping in a couple weeks.
FDBM 24 shirts dropping soon, like it's hot.
Cool.
FDBM in Whitewood, South Dakota. When are
Big
the
old
dates of that?
tater.
July 26th through
Last
28th.
weekend.
26th through
July.
28th.
There you go.
There you
Boom.
go.
Right
there
after
on
the Mike
screen if you're
Tyson
watching
fight.
this.
Did you see these pictures they've been putting out? Like they show Tyson at like age 19, and then there's a picture of Paul at
Yeah.
age 19, and he's just like doing stupid TikTok dances and shit.
They
I'm
said
like, dude, murder.
they said
You're gonna
that
get murdered.
they said that Jake Paul's only fought one person his own age, and he got his ass whipped. And they're like Mike Tyson, but he's like, it doesn't matter. He's never been hit like Mike Tyson's gonna hit him.
I don't know. I mean, the man's 50, 57, 58 years old, but god damn.
Hey, have you heard? Okay, the old MMA fighters, like I can't think of it. I think there was one guy that stepped forward, the guy with the tattoo on his head that's done movies.
That narrows it down.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
he said as you get older, the last thing to go is power. Okay, speed is first. Power is the last thing. Why do you think George Foreman came back at 50 and was whipping up on people?
Well,
'Cause
I'll
George
tell you
Foreman
what,
could punch
those
through a
training
wall.
videos of Tyson, I mean, he's throwing hands with bad intentions, dude. I mean,
yeah, he is. Yeah,
he really is. I mean, there's
Yeah.
bad intentions in those fucking. He's
Yeah.
throwing some blows.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember his old entrance music that he used?
No,
It was one tone and like you can hear like some chains rattling.
Oh, really?
It was so fucking intimidating. Yeah, go back and watch some YouTube videos when that stuff happened. It was
Dude,
almost
that
scary.
motherfucker back in the 80s would knock the taste out of your mouth.
at
and
least.
that is no joke. I mean, he would knock the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people that are still suffering some TBI from that guy getting hit with that guy.
Yeah.
Out of
And he got
control.
hooked up and started running with those crazy women, and just
He
did good.
did, those
Got
hoes,
married,
they'll get
just
you.
fucked himself up.
Those hoes.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you for joining us for this episode of Five Dirty Bikers podcast. We made a chicken salad out of chicken shit. if that's your taste. But until next week, keep it dirty.